asking questions that you're uncomfortable with does not mean a child is being disrespectful. It means that they are here. They're thinking. They're doing what we want them to do. I tell the story all the time about my daughter when she first started high school. She's one of those kids. I love her to death because she's so.
You're your mom.
I'm her mom, so I'm her biggest fan, but I also know my child because she is a child my mom wished on me that, I hope you have one just like you. Because
I hope you have you when you grow up.
She's you.
There it is.
I'm a second born and she's my second born. My mom used to always say, if I had you first, I wouldn't have had any more. And I used to take offense to that until I had this second born and realized it's not an insult. She's just a lot. She just has a lot of ideas and so you just being respectful of that. So the story I tell of her ninth grade year, they brought everybody in the auditorium and they told them they were all taking the PSAT. And the only thing they were told was to bring a fully charged laptop. That was it. And so they get into the auditorium, they're getting ready to divvy them all up, and they tell them they're getting ready to take this test, and they ask, do they have any questions? My child in the auditorium as a ninth grader with 9th to 11th grade students
says, I got a question.
Hand is up, like first hand shoots up in the air. And she tells me the story, and I'm already envisioning it. She's one of those kids that you either love having in your class or you go, man, what did I do to deserve this particular student? And so the question she asked was, why are we taking this test? How is this data going to be used? And is this going to be part of our grade or something like that? Is what she asked.
Reasonable. I love that. Love the questions.
She's my child. And, I was heavy in assessment then. And so we had been through COVID. So she had been listening to my Zoom calls and all that. So she had her questions ready to go. So she asked that question. And the teacher who was leading it said, are you saying you don't want to take the test?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, no, I just want to know how the data is going to be used and why are you placing us in different groups? What's with this information? And they said, you're going to have to talk to an administrator. And she goes, well, sure. Will the administrator know the answer? And said it was at that point, that's when the smart mouth came. And that's when she goes, yeah, I can talk to an administrator. Will they know the answer? And she was very serious and intentional about what she was asking, but she was immediately seen as a threat.
It was a threat, right?
This question that the teacher herself didn't know the answer to. And so, to me, that's the piece of the power is the why. Like that part right there at the heart where you talked about the why. If you can't share your why we're doing this, then you don't build trust. You don't, you might get folks who are following you blindly, but they don't trust. They don't see the vision before you. They don't necessarily have to agree with it, but they have to at least know the why.
Right.
Behind the decisions you're making. And so for me, that's the biggest part that the portrait of the leader builds. It builds that story, that would be that kind of ability to share your why.
Mm-hmm.